You've probably seen this word pop up everywhere. Over the last few years, there's been a huge boom in social media, brands, advertisements that talk about how important gut health is. But nobody actually even talks about what that means. When you ask the general population, most common beliefs around gut health are having regular bowel movements, taking supplements, or eating certain foods for XYZ reasons, not having certain symptoms, let's say, of like stomach pain, bloating, gas, diarrhea, heartburn, things like that. And these aren't necessarily wrong. They just still don't really answer the question. So, what is gut health? What does that mean? Let's talk about it. For me, as a naturopathic doctor, I talk about this every single day with all my patients, whether or not they have certain symptoms relating to the gut, or maybe they have pre-existing conditions related to the gut, or they just heard about it on social media and they really want to hone in on their gut health. And these are my approach as someone who is really focused in this field. Gut health has many components: digestion and breakdown, absorption, gut lining integrity, gut microbiome, gut immunity, and enteric nervous system, or we call it the gut-brain connection. Think of your gut as an orchestra. Everybody has their instruments, they have their roles, and everything really has to come together to make this beautiful harmony, right? But when that harmony gets disrupted, it can look very different for every person and because of the various different roles. When it comes to the gut, let's say you and I have the same core issue, but it can look very different in terms of how we present. Some people can have gut issues, but that can show up in other ways that are not related to the gut. Some people, funny enough, might not even have any prominent symptoms, even though they may have something underlying going on in their gut. So the answer to gut health really comes down to this question: what's working and what's not working? And here's the other important part. Gut health is not about perfection. It's not about taking slew of unnecessary supplements. It's not about taking medications without explanation of what it's actually for. And it's not about cutting out food or things just because social media tells you to do so. When it comes to health, whether it's the gut or hormones or whatever it is, health has to make sense to you, because if your goal is to have the healthiest gut, you have to know what is actually going on inside of your body. Over the next episodes, I'm going to go real deep into each section of the gut health. What does that entail? What does that look like if it's working versus if it's not working? What are the things that I'm looking for as a naturopathic doctor in terms of diagnostics? What are some treatments or tips that are out there in order to optimize those sections? And if you are in your gut health journey, if you are wanting to work on your gut, if you are struggling with gut symptoms or conditions, or you just want to have the best freaking gut that's out there, make sure to subscribe and follow along. You don't want to miss this.